Now, does someone need to say, we're starting, or that's it, we've started? Spectacular. Okay, this is what we're here for. It says Q&A, so we go straight into the questions? Is that, I mean, I don't know. No one said anything other than that. What do you want to do, Travis?
Yeah.
Right into it, or do you want to make a speech?
I can do a little bit of a talk. I can tell a little bit of a story about what's been going on with me.
Please do.
So as long as I've been dealing with, people from other countries, especially America, but everywhere, and you'd be familiar with this as well, Heath, how people think Australia is like crazy dangerous. The snakes and the spiders, and sure, there's the occasional blue-ringed octopus or a redback or a funnel web, but I've always sort of defended Australia as not that dangerous. And then I almost got killed by dirt, just dirt. There are parts of Australia where the dirt will kill you. I think I'm going to have to stop defending Australia.
Yeah.
As a safe place to go, because just dirt will kill you. You go for a walk, you see some lovely Aboriginal art, and you almost die. So that's what I've been doing, and why sadly I'm not there. I would love to be there with everyone because people have been sending me photos and it looks super fun. So I'm sorry I'm not there in person. But how about we jump into some questions?
Yeah, we're so glad you're here in the form you are. At least it's great to see you. Please. Spicy dirt aside, I like the almost part of almost dying. So it's fantastic.
Me too. Big fan.
I'm sorry. We have a question from
Geneva. Hi, sure. Good to see
Geneva.
you. First off, just wanted to say we all love you, we miss you, we wish you were here, and we're so happy that you're feeling better. But also, wanted to show people, this is where you come for questions. Come line up, guys. Come line up and ask your questions.
So questions up here at the microphone. Also, I'm supposed to say that the silent auction will be starting at the conclusion of this, 8:30, and will be going to 9:30. 10:30. I was close. I don't do numbers very well. It's words, mostly. All right. Hello.
All right. My name is Jasper Cross. I am just now getting started on a series of my own called Scion of Greed. And the main question that started this whole thing for me was, how would a New York Wolf of Wall Street behave in a fictional world, in a fantasy world? So for you, what was that question? What started He Who Fights?
For me, that first question was, what happens if Crocodile Dundee meets Gandalf? Because I think with Isekai, such a big part of it is the culture clash, and that was something I thought was really interesting and I wanted to explore. And obviously it expanded along from that, but that was sort of my kernel for developing the tone of the series.
Fantastic question.
Hello. I just wanted to ask really quick. Having normal skills is really important with like an overpowered character. So where did you draw the line between just talking normal with everyone and being so in depth with sandwich making?
I don't know, because I think just little details add so much, and I'm not as good a cook as most people seem to think I am. I'm not great. I actually think Americans make amazing sandwiches. I love them every time I'm there. But, in terms of like developing the skills and stuff. It's really about finding what makes it interesting, and then just adding in a little bit of research to give the details that give it an authentic feel. But yeah, sandwich making rarely impacts the actual overarching plot, sadly. Maybe I'll do another series that's more centered on sandwiches.
Excellent.
Hi, I'm Josh Nunya, and I just wanted to say on behalf of all of us here, thank you for not dying. We need more Jason. So, do you have an end in mind for the series, or are you just kind of along for the ride? That's my question.
No. What you can see right now is me in my office. There's a big blank wall there. What normally occupies that wall is a bunch of post-it notes with scenes and events that I use to plot out what's coming up. I actually took them all down so I didn't give any spoilers away for the people zooming in on the screen or anything.
I mean, I saw them, though. It's, whew.
But no, I do have it plotted out to the end. Haven't really told anyone this yet, but it's coming up very soon. I'm currently writing book 13, and that's mostly done. Book 14 might be the end of the whole series. It might stretch out to 15, depending on how it goes, but because, things always end up going longer than I think they will. But we're definitely 2 to 3 books away from the end. Because I do think stories need to end at some point. They need a definitive conclusion. And, hopefully I won't build it up.
Let the record show that it said might. So, well done.
Thank you.
So piggybacking off of that a little bit, you've given us so many great characters, so many side characters that have great personalities. Have you considered doing any short stories or single novels about following them as the main character, or expand on their backgrounds at all?
Well, and the idea is always there. The potential is always there to do that. But after I finish up this series in a book or two, for the immediacy, I'm going to be taking a break from He Who Fights and moving on to different stuff, just because after 14, 15 books, it will be nice to explore something new and fresh. But the good thing about that is it'll always be there, ready to come back to if I want. And then, if I'm suddenly like, hey, I want to write a Clive book, or I want to write a Taika book, I can go there and I can do that whenever I feel like.
Great idea, bro! I think they're both excellent ideas.
Hi, Clive's wife. Anyways, are you going to put out any kind of hardcovers? I've been dying for something fancy.
Yes. I don't think I can go into details quite yet, but yes.
Getting scoops.
My name's Brandon. I wanted to say thank you first, Heal Up Strong Mate, and Heath, you do a great job. I heard a lot about you from Clive's wife. My question is, and I ask all the authors this, if you could give Little Shirt some advice or a cheat code back when you were starting, there are a lot of aspiring writers out here in the crowd, what would you tell Little Shirt?
The advice for writers is, the best advice has been given so many times. I think the best advice is ultimately just read lots, write lots. It's simple, it's not innovative, but it's just how you get better. And it's interesting for me, my particular thing, because for me, a lot of the timing fell into place really well. Because I did a lot of writing, going up through my 20s and 30s, and, you know, there's a lot of half-finished, terrible novels in my wake. And, you know, I think I got very lucky in that I came to a point where I was happy with my writing at a time where, like, LitRPG was sort of exploding, and it was something I came to at the right time. So it was me finding what I wanted to write at the exact same time lots of people were finding they wanted to read it. And yeah, I was very lucky in that regard. And there's a handful of authors who are very big names in LitRPG who we all sort of hit big at that same time. Matt Dinnerman, Zogarth, Defier. And, you know, we've all done really well. And I'm not really sure what to say because, yeah, there's lots of advice out there, but ultimately, you know, if you read lots and you write lots, you're on the right track.
Right on, thanks, brother.
First off, again, thank you for not dying and being George R.R. Martin, who will never finish his book, because I love this series and I need it to be done, because unfinished things kill me. So thank you so much. I'm very happy you're alive. My question is about the 4th, 5th, and 6th books, which I know are controversial. Not a lot of people like them, but they're actually my favorite in the series. I really thought the Reverse Isekai and the Masquerade was an ingenious combination, because the Masquerade is my favorite trope. What inspired you to do that arc?
Well, that was always the plan. The plan was always go to the magical world, you know, become a very different person there, and then return to the real world and explore what those changes have meant. And it is, as you said, a controversial sequence where I find a lot of people, especially in the hardcore LitRPG community, tend to be softest about that particular section of the series. But I also find that people who aren't typical LitRPG readers often like that sequence the most, because it brings in, you know, emotional family arcs and a lot of the pathos that comes to define the series. Like, there's a lot of trauma going on there. But yeah, it was always the plan to sort of go back to Earth and then, you know, swap back and forth between the two as the two worlds ultimately become more entwined.
Narrators and authors through some of the larger publishing groups for audiobooks don't have communication with one another. It's kind of blocked by the producers. So one, I wanted to know how you managed to pick Heath, and Heath, why you said yes to Travis, and what your working relationship is like, and how much communication you guys have with one another.
Well, I can start that. Yeah, I can start that one off. Heath and I don't talk that much. We sort of
about work.
We sort of found our way over time, but as we found it, so now quite often what I'll do is when I'm sending a new book off to Heath, I'll do a set of notes, less about I want someone to sound like this, and more like, this is sort of the essence of this character, or, you know, this is a character who doesn't appear here much, but pay them some attention because they'll, you know, be a bigger thing in the next book.
Thank you.
Yeah, we had a slight problem with Neil early on in that but yeah, because ultimately I trust Heath to interpret this story in the best way. And so I'm very happy to trust him to do that. So if he knows what I need from a character, in terms of the character's essence or theme or whatever, rather than what I want them to physically sound like. I can then trust Heath to get the sound. In terms of how I picked Heath at the start, I knew I wanted a good Australian narrator. And the publisher started off by sending me some samples from authors who'd done Australian books, but were American. And they were mostly good, but then you'd hit that one word that just goes clank, and I'm like, ooh. And then they found Heath, and they sent me stuff from Heath, and I listened to it, and I'm like, no clank, this all sounds good. So I got my friends around, listen to this. And they're like, no, it all sounds good. And so we just picked Heath right away.
And I always wish the sort of origin story for me was more interesting, or at least more fantastical, that, you know, I opened some sort of eldritch cupboard and, you know, I don't know, something. But actually it was an email from Podium, who I'd not worked for before, saying, would you like to narrate this book? And I said, yes. and they said, it's a LitRPG, and I said, great. What's a LitRPG? And I
require that you say the word question mark many, many times.
yeah. And I read it, and I went, oh, yeah, I get this tone, I get this, I've been playing Dungeons & Dragons, and I love fantasy, and oh, this makes absolute sense, like, on board, love it, sign me up, which was a good decision, as it turned out. Also, I looked at that email recently, and I'm sure Podium are in here. It says, it's a book, there might be a sequel.
My name is Chad. Just want to say I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm sure your family is too, and I know all the fans are. And thanks for being the voice of the books. Absolutely wonderful job.
Privilege and a pleasure.
I am not going to ask you if either one of you have slept with Clyde's wife, okay? Because you wrote it, and that's just kind of weird. But what I'd like to find out from both of you is, out of all the characters in the book, which one personally relates, or which one do you personally relate to the most, besides Jason?
I feel like for me it's like it's like a Jason Clive split for me. Like, I just feel like, you know, Jason is here and Clive is there, and maybe if some unholy union of them, at least, you know, to me seems like a little familiar.
They're both sleeping with the same woman.
For me, Jason is, to a degree, aspirational. He's got all the boldness and the ability to, you know, be witty on the spot. All the stuff that I want to be. Jason's friend Greg, the like action. You know, he's a lot like those aspects of Jason that aren't cool and awesome.
You probably don't know this, but all day, Travis, this room has just been like 25 tables of games. The ballroom we're in all day. That's been the programming mostly, is games. So yeah.
Hey, now I just want to be there even more. Goddamn.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, increasing your FOMO.
Yeah, I haven't played a board game in 4 months. I'm wigging out. Okay, next up.
Not to make you pick your favorite kid, but who's your favorite? Colin, Gordon, or Shade?
No, that's hard, because you know, obviously Colin's the best boy. But you know, Shade has that sort of best friend, you know, older brother who's definitely smarter than you vibe.
Thank you, Mr. Deverell.
Hi, my name is Rob, long-time fan, first-time caller. My question for you is more of a hypothetical. If Heath were to end up in Palimpsest completely blind on the world, what kind of build would he end up having?
I think you're gonna have to ask him that.
I mean, a grave, I presume. Yeah, I mean, people often ask, what essences and things, and yeah, I guess there's an orator essence we don't know about, maybe.
Yeah, you need a narrator essence, and then like an armor essence, so you can get like a plot armor confluence, so you can actually.
Yeah, contractual obligation. Yeah.
That was fantastic. Hi guys, I'm Max. I want to thank you both for introducing me and all my geeky friends to the world of LitRPG. In fact, and this con, there are many of us here who I've met who we're like, oh, those other books? Yeah, what? And we found out about this con for you guys. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. There are so many great authors.
Yeah, really, really great authors here. One of the things that many of us are loving about your books is your wonderful characters, especially some of your great female characters. Are there some new amazing female characters that we should be keeping an eye out for?
Oh, let me think. Yeah, there's a few that'll crop up in book 13 that I quite like. I don't know what defines an amazing character. I think it's a bit much to go saying, oh yeah, no, I'm writing a thing and it's freaking awesome. You're gonna love it. That sounds a bit, but I always do hope that people love my characters, and there are some new female characters coming along in book 13.
I just wanted to say that I haven't cried so hard on a fictional character since reading about the end of Garrett's character in a long time. How hard was it to write and plan that character, knowing how?
Oh yeah, I love the little girl.
All these people.
Yeah. No, I have an author friend of mine. She was once upon a time my creative writing lecturer, and she said, if you can't make yourself cry, you're not going to be able to make your audience cry. And so, yeah, that was actually probably the hardest sequence I've had to write, just because, it was sad.